Hey there, we've got an intense Scorpio moon weekend. So, whatever is showing up for you, remember that it is part of a bigger process of transformation, feeling into those deeper vibes, and whatever you've been asking for or working on is going to be moving beneath the surface. So paying attention to what is showing up, whether it is um, something that feels like a breakthrough or whether it is something that feels like a slog. Either way, remember that this is how energy moves. And when you are working with positive intention, sometimes there's a process to go through, and we don't always know ahead of time what that's going to look like. So we have to trust. Great. Scorpio keyword is trust. And obviously, we want to put our trust into things that are safe to lean into. So in other words, be mindful, be conscious of your intention. Your positive intention can help guide that trust in the flow, if that makes sense. So by staying anchored with your intention, you are allowing the flow to carry you exactly where you need to be, even if it feels uncomfortable. I'm Marina Orms here with your Astro vibe and sort of Astro perspective for Sunday, September 8th. Today, I want to bring up a theme that I've been talking about a little bit related to Pluto's re-entry into Capricorn. So on September 1st, Pluto went retrograde back into Capricorn. This is significant because Pluto spends many years in a zodiac sign, just the way we have the sun going through the zodiac, all 12 signs in a year. Some of the outer planets take much, much longer to go through the signs. And that's the case with Pluto. Pluto deals with our deepest place of truth and power. It is the ruler of Scorpio. So it's the perfect time to be thinking about Pluto and what good old Pluto is up to. So I posted a video on August 11th or for August 11th that was about what to expect, as at that time Pluto was in Aquarius retrograde heading toward Capricorn. Now, as of September 1st, Pluto is back in Capricorn. And so what you want to pay attention to is the way things feel around you. And some of the things I shared in that video, which actually that video that I posted on August 11th, highly, highly recommend that you review that one, or maybe watch it if you missed it the first time around. I'm going to put the link to that video in the notes, the description for this video. And so the reason you want to review that is because now we are in Pluto in Capricorn. And one of the things I was talking about in that video is how things manifest with Pluto in Capricorn versus Pluto in Aquarius. So with Pluto in Capricorn, and if you watch that video, you might remember me describing how things feel hard. There is hard work, there is confrontation with limitations, mortality, things like a pandemic, things like some significant challenges in terms of thinking about our future, thinking about democracy, thinking about things that are really hard and really not just hard, but scary, right? Like climate change. So with Pluto in Capricorn, those things, it's like we have to face the reality of what we are up against. And Pluto brings what has been in the darkness into the light of day, where we can look at it, talk about it, hopefully heal it, right? So it brings things that have been unconscious to consciousness. And we can see some of that unfolding in the collective in terms of what's going on in politics and some of the ways that our political systems and structures have failed to hold up, right, in the ways that we need them to. So that's one example, but there might be something specific to you in your personal life that is showing up in terms of reminding you that you have to put in the hard work, that what is happening under the surface needs to be something that you look at, think about, talk about. So bringing those things that have been going on below the surface, where we are or haven't been conscious of them, we need to confront reality. And that's very Capricorn. Pluto is about transformation. So with that confrontation of reality, we have an opportunity to reconstruct things, right? To make them better. And that's what we want to think about. And so with Pluto in Aquarius from January 20th of 2024 through September 1st, we had a little bit more of that feeling of breakthrough, freedom, shake up, thinking about the future, a shift in unexpected ways, unexpected developments that can bring in themes of freedom, equality, progressive values, future, all of those things that help us think about freedom. So different freedoms. And so now that Pluto is back in Capricorn, does that mean that all those things get taken away? So what you want to watch for is messaging around you, things showing up in your life that say to you, you were wrong to believe in possibility. You were wrong to think about what could happen in the future or to get excited about freedom. So be aware of those things when they show up, because that is the energy of Pluto in Capricorn, reminding you that you have to do that hard work. You have to confront those realities. You have to face those limitations in order to move through them. And so the Capricorn part, and we need all the parts over the course of a 250, 48, 50-year cycle with Pluto going through all the signs of the zodiac. That obviously that's more than one human lifetime, but still we have this need in the collective to move through all the parts of this Pluto cycle. And so the part that we have, the part that is our work to do since 2008, is that Pluto in Capricorn. It's saying, here you are, here is the work, here is the reality that you need to look at and confront and be honest and real about. And recognizing where, you might want to get tempted by the fantasy that is available out there, right, with Neptune in Pisces. So watch for that. Watch for that in your life, in the world, in the things that show up around you. Watch for things that make you feel overwhelmed. Think, oh, I was wrong to think that freedom is possible. I was wrong to believe in the future. Things that might look like limitation, hard reality, confronting reality, confronting limitations, and recognize that those things are there for a reason. It is asking you to look at yourself. Who are you? What are you responsible for? How can you do something about it? Where do you need to roll up your sleeves and do the work? It might be personal work on your own personal growth. It might be work that you do and share in the world, in the collective. But think about what is important and meaningful for you to make a difference, because Capricorn is about responsibility. And what is responsibility? It is the ability to respond. So we have a responsibility to show up, to do the work, to show up for ourselves, to show up for our families, communities, and the world around us. And we have to take care of ourselves so we can do that. So for this few weeks here with Pluto back in Capricorn, recognize that you might see some things coming up that remind you of, oh yeah, there is hard work to do. Oh yeah, this is not as easy as it might have seemed or felt at times with Pluto in Aquarius. But also remember that Pluto will be going back into Aquarius November 19th. Pluto goes back to Aquarius. It goes back to that sign of freedom, of breakthrough, of possibility, of innovation, of solutions, of breakthrough, freedom. So recognize that will be coming back. And just like everything else, we have to do the work that we have in the moment, right? And what shows up for us to look at, think about, do our best at, and learn what we can learn in the process. So thinking about that, thinking about how this Pluto in Capricorn time is really an opportunity, and we will have that Pluto and Aquarius energy back again, and we will have some, as I was talking with Thea in my recent conversation with my friend Thea Wershing, that's posted as well. We had a good chat about, what's going to look different with these different planetary energies, and with Neptune in Pisces. So we've got some of that shadow work to do with Pluto returning, or Pluto will be in Aquarius, right? And has already gone in and back out a couple times. So with that, more of that Pluto in Aquarius time coming, there will be shadow work to do with the Aquarius themes. Could be technology, artificial intelligence, some of the themes. I'll talk more about the shadow side of Pluto in Aquarius as we head into that energy. But remember, we're going to have Pluto in Aquarius. Once it goes back into Aquarius on November 19th, will remain there until 2043. And so I'm going to post the dates of Pluto in Capricorn, Pluto in Aquarius for you, in case you want to reflect on what's been showing up during these different times and what's going to be around the corner. Because life is fun that way, right? It keeps bringing us new things to work on and new experiences, because it is all part of the adventure of being human. So that's the fun part. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to post those dates for Pluto in Capricorn, Pluto in Aquarius, and I'm going to post the video from August 11th, because that's a really, really good one to review if it's been a while since you've seen it. If you haven't seen it at all, you might really enjoy getting that sense of how to work with these energies, how to think about this particular time period with Pluto now in Capricorn, and what that might look like. So thank you so much for being here. I'm Marina Orms, and you can learn more about me at astrologyheals.com. Thanks for being here and for subscribing. I will keep bringing you my thoughts as we go through these interesting times. I'll see you next time.